Each amount of wood in the table in item 2 is a radical expression. Radical expression is of the form n square root of a, where a is a radicand and the square root symbol is the radical symbol, and n is the root index. When there is no root index given, it is assumed to be a 2 and is called a square root. But this is technically read as b is the nth root of a. Finding the square root of a number or expression is the inverse operation of squaring a number or expression. The square root of 25 is 5 because 5 times 5 equals 25. The square root of 81 is 9 because 9 times 9 equals 81. The square root of x squared is x because x times x is x squared, where x is greater than or equal to 0. Notice also that negative 5 times negative 5 equals 25. The principal square root of a number is the positive square root value. The expression the square root of 25 simplifies to 5, the principal square root. The negative square root is the negative root value, so negative square root of 25 simplifies to negative 5. To simplify square roots in which the radicand is not a perfect square, write the radicand as a product of numbers, one of which is a perfect square, and find the square root of the perfect square. Example A has been worked out for us, and they have quite a few of them that have been worked out. We're actually going to dive into the try these. So remember the 2 steps. Write the radicand as a product of numbers, one of which is a perfect square. Then find the square root of the perfect square. Okay, let's talk about a few perfect squares before we get started. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. 9 squared is 81. And 10 squared is 100. We'll stop there for right now. Okay, I'm going to write these on another piece of paper so that we have some room. And we're going to take a look at these. A, square root of 18. Now, remember, product means multiplication. So are there 2 numbers that we can multiply to get 18, one of which is in this list? 9. We could do the square root of 9 times 2. What is the square root of 9? Obviously 3. Okay? And so this would be 3 square root 2. Let's take a look at B. 5 square root of 48. Can I break 48 down into a number times a perfect square? Well, it's divisible by 1, obviously. It's divisible by 4. Don't think it's divisible by 19. Could be divisible by 16. Let's see. Yeah, I think 16 works. 16 and 3, I believe. Yep. What is the square root of 16? 4, right? So we got 5 and 4 and the square root of 3 on the inside. Well, what is 5 times 4? 20. So this would be 20 square root of 3. All right, let's talk about 126. Square root of 126. It did not bring my calculator home this weekend. So let's kind of roll through some of these. We want to do 126 divided by 4. Don't think that's going to be a whole number. 126 divided by 9. Well, that works. 126 divided by 9 is 14. So we have 9 and 14. What is the square root of 9? 3. Can 14 be broken down anymore? No, because it's 2 and 7, and neither one of those are a perfect square. So this would be 3 square root 14. All right, D. Square root of 24 y squared. All right, we can break down 24. The biggest number that'll go into 24 that's a perfect square is 4. That would be 4 times 6 times y squared. Now, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of y squared is y. And then I'm left with the square root of 6. So this would be 2y square root of 6. And now we're going to look at E. E is going to be the square root of 45 b to the third power. 45 can be divided by 9. So we're going to write down 9 times 5. And then I'm going to break this up to b squared and b. Because I want perfect squares, right? Well, the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of b squared is b. And then inside we're left with 5b. So I got 3b square root 5b. On to the next set of questions.